Hola clases. So I'm making this video for my Spanish 3 honors, Spanish 4, and Spanish 5 AP classes to one, introduce myself in just in case that we get new students in the district. The vast majority of you are my students moving from 4 to 5 and from 3 to 4, and those moving from Spanish 2 to Spanish 3 and taking Spanish 3 honors with me, I'm pretty confident that you know me already, or have at least seen me in the building. So today I'm just going to briefly talk about what my expectations are for next year. Now, obviously, we don't know exactly how the school year will be carried out, but regardless, we are going to be using um, either some kind of uh, online textbook component or an actual textbook that we're going to be assigning exercises and speaking activities just like we have done in previous years. So um, I am a textbook adopter. I have been using textbooks for a number of years, and I very much enjoy the products made by VHL, by Vista Higher Learning. So for my Spanish 3 honors class, we are going to be using VHL Central for some online assignments. Uh, but we're also going to be using the textbook called Descubre Dos. Now, if you came from Spanish 2, from Mrs. Penacho, Miss Orendock, or with Miss Dakex, um, even though my format is different, it's still learning Spanish. Um, Spanish 3, it's still about the foundation of the language, and we have many thematic units, and they cover a number of things. For example, health and well-being, shopping, errands, and things like that. So what we'll be doing is we're going to be introducing new vocabulary. We're going to be working on this vocabulary and doing lots of practice online and in class. And we're also going to be practicing the structures. And parallel to that, we'll have some reading assignments, some speaking activities through Flipgrid, also speaking activities in class, and trying to be as dynamic as we can. Now, those of you going to Spanish 4, then you know me already, unless you're completely new to the district, then we are going to do the next step, which is Descubre Tres. Now, a lot of the grammar in Descubre Tres overlaps with the grammar from Spanish 3, but it's a much higher level. So, for example, if we're doing health and well-being, you're going to be reintroduced because language is about repetition. In addition, you're going to be receiving a number of new vocabulary words and more hands-on type of application. So if you think like Spanish 1, 2, and 3 as being the foundation, once you get to Spanish 4, then you got, I guess, three pillars upon which you can build another layer, which will be the fourth, which is a lot more higher level. And I'm actually very proud of some of my Spanish 4 students currently from this year, just how much language they can produce and how much their pronunciation has improved. And I think you'll be amazed how much you will have progressed throughout the year. Um, Now, my Spanish 4 students going into Spanish 4, we're going to be using the Temas book. It's also from Vista Higher Learning. And, and the AP curriculum is a lot different than Spanish 1 through 4 in the sense that there is very little focus on the grammar. Most of the focus is on reading, speaking, and also parallel to that, we are going to be preparing for uh, to take the AP test for those who are interested in the AP test. Statistically, most of my AP students do remarkably well in the class, whether they are native speakers or not. Because if you made it to Spanish 4 and you succeeded in Spanish 4, I tell you, you will be fine in Spanish 5. Um, Now, the book has some challenging readings, but it also has a lot of interesting topics, very, very interesting, uh, talking about science and technology and and humanities. So the articles and the things that we read here and the videos that we watch are so much more, in my opinion, interesting than what you normally see in Spanish 1 through 4, and which leads to very good discussions in class. Um, as far as grading is concerned, it's very much similar to across all of my classes, where I put a great emphasis on the assessments, which is broken down with, the speaking, the reading comprehension, and some grammar. Now, the grammar tends to decrease as higher as you go, to the point that when Spanish 4 and Spanish 5, it's kind of like a language arts class in that sense that the teacher will point out mistakes, like you're taking an English class and the teacher points out English mistakes, but it's not the sole purpose of the class. So the higher you go, the less you concentrate on the nitty gritty. As always, if throughout the summer you need to contact me for anything, please do not hesitate. Okay.